Resistance is good. Over 7 million people marched across the country in America, and millions more marched around the world in protest of No King's Day. No siree. The American people do not want taxation without representation. We don't want authoritarianism. We don't like ICE invading our streets. We don't want the National Guard that's uninvited. And nor should they be there. That Insurrection Act dates back to the time of the Constitution, and it's for rebellions only. And we're not having a rebellion when we're trying to protect citizens. There's no rebellion out there. The American people are united. We've seen Trump in action for almost 1 year, and we're appalled. Needs more of us to be appalled, because we've got to get to the Republicans who are handsomely paid off, and all those in Trump's cabinet who are also handsomely paid off. Kristi Noem just got 2 jets, not 1, so that she can go around and follow ICE. And ICE, these guys are thugs. They don't even have credentials. They're trying to change the plates on license plates so that nobody can identify them. In which case, how would you or I know that they're really and truly federally employed agents? If you can't be identified and linked back to a federal agent, how do I know you're legit? You could be a thug. You could be part of a gang. I wouldn't know. And these people have the power of life or death over us? No siree. They should be kicked out immediately on whatever legal grounds the state can muster. And I say that when you've had enough of Trump's lawlessness and you'd like to get back to a civilized, calm society where Social Security works, where you know that if you go into your local DMV office, they're staffed. If you need FEMA, you can get a hold of them. If you need Homeland Security, you can get them too. And if you've got to go to the courts, certainly you don't want to run through ICE agents who are just hanging out there. You want to be able to do your business in a peaceful, competent manner, like it was before. And if that's not possible, and if all of Trump and his regime's shenanigans get too tough, I got a way to win. And perhaps the 15 states who've entered into a healthcare alliance, perhaps they'll think about my plan for resistance. Resistance that could work. When you think about the federal government, and here they are taking our funds and giving it to other states, or giving it to Argentina, or wasting it on cocaine dealers. Our fleet in the Pacific costs $7 million a day. $7 million to murder 27 folks from other nations in the Caribbean, and it's ongoing. When we need food, we need health care at a reasonable rate, we need our Medicare, our Medicaid, our Social Security, and all of our programs for kids. So here's my plan. The 15 states in the Healthcare Alliance, they get together, they establish a legal document that takes all the money that we would be sending to the federal government, and it tells us where to send it within our state in escrow for the federal government when the government releases all our funds to every state that's entitled, when it stops these ICE raids on us, when it goes back to following the Constitution up to the very last amendment, when it goes back to following the rule of law, when citizens don't have to be frightened for their lives, and very honestly, when we start telling our history the way it should be told, that Trump lost in 2020 and the insurrection wasn't any good. And there's a lot more that we can ask for. The undoing of the gerrymandering, for instance. And I would be happy, along with, I'm sure, the millions others in my state who pay taxes to the federal government, to send it in escrow to Albany for when Albany and Illinois and California and Pennsylvania and other states think that this Trump regime has capitulated sufficiently to be part of a nation of law, a nation that abides by the Constitution, a nation that cares about all its citizens, not just the billionaires who say, hey, I don't want ICE or National Guard folks in San Francisco. It's going to ruin our business. No, I don't want it just for the billionaires that support Trump and his family and his regime and the Republican Congress. I want the money to go to all of us because all of us are paying a minimum of $314 into the federal coffers that the federal coffers keep. My idea's out there. 15 states band together. Tell each one of us citizens who pays our taxes, whether it's through estate taxes, whether it's federal income tax, or it's deductions from our FICA that goes directly to the federal government, matched by the corporations. That money comprises 88% of all revenue in the federal government. Wouldn't it be great if that was the way to bring the federal government to heel and to acknowledge we the people once and for all? No taxation without representation. It's better to win.